What's going on, guys? Chinese guy here. Welcome back to yet another Battlefield trailer breakdown or analysis, this time for the official Final Stand launch trailer, which DICE just released today on their YouTube channel. As usual, let's just watch the trailer first.
Northern Russia. This is where the trail of breadcrumbs ends. Intel from the Chinese mainland has brought us to this frozen wasteland. Rumors of secret weapon and manufacturing facilities suggest that Russia is arming for the next evolution of warfare. We don't know what we're going to find up here, but it's clear that they are more than prepared to make their final stand.
Well, that certainly was pretty epic. As usual with all of Battlefield's trailers, those DICE guys know how to make trailers for sure. Now, this trailer is definitely much longer than the teaser trailer which we got on Saturday, and that was actually only 16 seconds. But anyways, in this trailer breakdown video, I will only pick out the most important shots out of the whole video because we basically know everything that there is to know about this DLC already, so there's almost no point for me to repeat myself over and over. So for the first shot, we see 3 US soldiers sneaking up onto 3 unsuspecting Russian players. Those guys seems to be either A, capturing objective, or they're just AFK. But that's not the important thing about this shot. What is what the recon is holding in his hand. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the most famous knife of all, the Bipod Knife. By the end of the shot, he actually uses this Bipod Knife on a Russian recon. So it's pretty nice to see this Bipod Knife in Battlefield 4 and seeing that DICE actually understands the community and wants to entertain us a little bit by adding this fun little gadget. Next, while staying on the same map of Operation Whiteout, we can see the engineer running through what seems to be an interior side of this map. This is actually where the Russians are manufacturing and assembling the hover tanks. Within the interiors of Final Stand maps in general, there are lots of little doors which players can open and close at their will, so if you want to block a path for the enemy and just lock it down, you can close some doors and create low choke points. But other than that, nothing too special here, just another assault guy blasting some guy in the face with the UTS-15. Then here we have another shot of the outside area of this map, but this time at F flag, which is the area where players can enter a submarine and use the bomber. So the bomber is back, but I believe it is only on this map and only at F. You will have to climb a board up top and just enter it like how you entered the bomber in the China Rising DLC using those mobile command stations. And the rest of the scene is pretty epic if I have to say so myself. We can see the bomber dropping a few JDAMs on some vehicles and creating a huge explosion. Moving on very quickly, the trailer actually brings us to a new map, Giants of Karelia, and here we have a support guy who is, I would say not very smart, because he is shooting the XM25 at the collapsible roof and he actually almost dropped it on himself. This is the interior part of the map where the walkers of 2142 are built, and the collapsing roof is the main levolution. Here we have a new shot of a hover tank drifting around in the map Hammerhead. The player is shooting and chasing at a few snowmobiles, which goes inside the sub base, which is frozen over. You will have the ability in this DLC to crack this ice open by shooting it a couple times with RPGs and tank shells. So that's what we have here. The snowmobile, I believe, falls into the water. Also, a quick side note, you can actually drive over the water with the hover tank, so you have no worries unless you are in an LAV or a normal main battle tank. Next, here again, sticking with the Hammerhead map, we can see the XD1 Adceptor, which is the battle pickup. Again, like I mentioned many times before, this thing is basically a flying minigun that kind of drives like the UAV. Personally, I don't think this thing is very powerful at all. In this trailer, it actually shows a bunch of explosions around the players which are getting shot at, but in reality, this thing only has a minigun and it cannot launch any grenades or any type of explosives. So don't worry about it being overpowered, because from the time I played with this gadget over on the CTE, it is pretty weak. With the last shot on Hammerhead, we can see the SC-42, which is similar to something we have right now called the Metal Storm. If I had to describe this thing in simple terms, I would say this thing is a giant shotgun, which is actually pretty useful for shooting down aircrafts and taking out some infantry which isn't too far away. Now, with the pre-alpha final stand testing, this thing was extremely overpowered. You were able to shoot this thing across the map and take out infantry, but during the second testings, DICE has actually fixed this, and from the time I have with this thing, I would say it is pretty well balanced and can be pretty useful. Moving on to the last map, which is Hangar 21. This map actually takes place at nighttime and at a Russian hangar where they start building the first Titans for Battlefield 2142. Here in this shot, we can see the Russian soldier picking up the Rosh X1, which is the railgun. He aims this thing at a F-35 and just blows it out the sky. Almost wrapping up this trailer breakdown, we have an American recon soldier entering one of the launch pods. This, I believe, is a prototype to the 2142 launch pods, which launch you into the sky and onto the enemy Titan ship. But here we can clearly see him use this thing to propel himself into the hangar where there are 2 conquest objectives, but nevertheless, I'm pretty sure this thing will be widely used and will be very useful on this map. And lastly, we have a shot which is completely just eye candy. These 2 crazy American soldiers are just driving their quad bikes down the exhaust vents and the engines are starting to test out. This is the main levolution of this map, and there is a button in the back where you can press and activate these engines. It will just spit exhaust and fire down these exhaust vents and out in front of the hangar. So for anyone who likes to use these exhaust vents to flank around and capture some objectives, you will have to watch out because these engines will fry you up. Anyways, that about wraps up this Battlefield trailer breakdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Also, keep in mind that this DLC will be releasing tomorrow for Battlefield Premium members and on December the 2nd for the rest of the community. As always, feel free to subscribe to my channel and share this video because I will have lots more similar content coming very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.